Hello, my name is Claudia, and I'm here to talk about the book Don't Touch My Hair, written by Emma Dabiri. Emma Dabiri has black and white parents. She is Irish from her mother's side, and on her father's side, she is Nigerian, more specifically, Yoruba. The Yoruba are the largest ethnic group in southwestern Nigeria. In this book, she explains how hard it was to have cold hair in a white socially conservative Ireland, and how it made her feel ashamed as growing up. So, in the first chapter, the author shares with us her experience when she was young. Being a black woman in Ireland was not the biggest problem. On the contrary, the real problem was her natural black hair. We need to understand that Afro hair was stigmatized to the point of taboo. Indeed, during slavery, it was hair texture more than skin color that distinguished Africans. The author emphasized this with the concept of leaving it the way it grew from my head was simply inconceivable. Therefore, black women felt compelled to hide their natural hair through various strategies, from using wigs, weaves, extensions to straight perms. These are processes that severely damage the hair. I don't know if you're actually understanding the gravity of this and the consequences that it brought out to the author. To clarify, this constant fear of people seeing her natural hair affected the author so bad that she became paranoid. It got to the point where I was extremely uncomfortable with people even looking at me. In the first chapter, the author compares her type of hair to what is considered to be beautiful hair. According to society standards, beautiful hair is supposed to be straight, shiny, glossy, smooth, flowing, while her type of hair is called coarse, dry, hard, nappy, frizzy, wild. This distinction led black women to try every hair straightening chemical. The tyranny of straight hair was such that almost everybody felt they needed to achieve it. However, even when the author had relaxed hair, there were things she couldn't do. For example, in the fourth chapter, she says diving in a pool was unthinkable. Also, as growing up, she compares herself to a few pop stars that were on TV. I brought the examples of Nini Chiri and Hilary and Ashley Banks from the TV show The French Prince of Bel Air. They are black women but have hair like white people, which made the author feel even worse. I want you to understand that Afro hair, the type of the author's hair, grows up and out, while the supposed good hair grows down. And this is what bothered the author for a long time. All these women had hair which seemed as unachievable for me as the hair of my white counterparts. Seeing black women with good hair made me feel even more inadequate about my own shortcomings. At the end of the first chapter, the author mentions the natural hair movement. It started in the United States during the 50s, focusing on encouraging women with African ancestry to keep their natural Afro hair. Following this, Emma decided to go natural. Her decision to return to Afro was only political, a sacrifice, a political statement. She didn't want to really have it. So she had to cut her hair short, because once you chemically straighten your hair, you can't unstraighten it. The only option is the big chop. It's important to mention that over time, she moved away from tolerating her hair to actually enjoying it, ending up to accept her hair. Now I want to talk about two movies, one that the author mentioned and one that I recommend to you. First, for Emma, the movie Black Panther made history for many reasons. The main reason is that it was the first time a Hollywood production has created a movie where the world is almost entirely populated by black women with natural Afro hair. In the author's opinion, this was powerful not just because it shows that type of hair as beautiful, but because it was presented as normal. The second movie is Napoli Ever After. While I was reading the book, I remembered the movie that I saw 2 years ago, which in my opinion is related to what I have been talking about. The main character is a black woman that, just like Emma, had her hair straightened and lives according to it. Late in the movie, as a symbol of exhaustion, she chooses to go natural, like the author of Don't Touch My Hair. If this theme interests you, this is a movie that you really have to watch. I highly recommended it. First, I was surprised that black women had this issue with their hair. I had no idea that this was ever even a problem, that they were judged due to their afro hair. Regarding the language, she uses colloquial and informal language, but I found the text sometimes challenging to read. There are some parts where the author uses a lot of African words, which make it difficult to understand what she is saying. The author brings out humor and she has a bold writing approaching some topics, which allows a fluid and continuous reading. Not only I recommend this book because of what I mentioned before, but because she explains really well the issue that bothers her and many other black women. Finally, but not least, I appreciate that by the book's end, she no longer wishes to have straight hair. In fact, she fully accepted her natural hair.